You know that feeling? You pour a ton of money into a marketing campaign, hit launch, and then you just kind of hope for the best? It can feel like a total shot in the dark, right? Like you're just shouting into the void, wondering if you're reaching the right people. I mean, let's be honest, it's a really frustrating thought. You're working with a hard-earned budget, and a big chunk of it might just be based on a guess. But what if I told you there's a much, much smarter way to do things? Because right now, that guesswork is costing us a lot. A 2024 study by Progress found that, on average, a whopping 26% of marketing budgets are completely wasted. Just think about that. For every dollar you spend, 26 cents might as well just disappear, all because of poor targeting. And that right there, that's the expensive guessing game that so many businesses feel trapped in. It's the core problem we're going to tackle today. So the big idea, the huge shift we need to make, is to move away from hoping something works to knowing what's most likely to work. It's about trading in those gut feelings for decisions that are actually backed by cold, hard data. So how do we make that happen? Well, imagine if your own business data could act like a crystal ball. And that's not science fiction. That's exactly what AI predictive analytics does. It turns the info you already have into a powerful forecast for the future. It sounds fancy, I know. AI predictive analytics. But here's what it really is. It's about using your past data, your sales history, customer info, all that stuff, and feeding it to a machine learning model to predict what's probably going to happen next. It's not magic, it's just really, really smart math. And this is the fundamental difference. Traditional analytics is like looking in the rearview mirror. It's great for telling you, okay, here's what happened last quarter. But predictive analytics, that's your GPS. It looks ahead and asks what will happen. It can help you spot which customer might be thinking of leaving or which ad is actually going to get a click. So how does this crystal ball, this prediction engine, actually work? It might sound super complicated, but I promise the process is way more logical than you think. It's really less about being a data wizard and a lot more like following a recipe. And just like any good recipe, you've got to start with the right ingredients. In this case, our ingredients are the data you probably already have sitting around. Things like your sales history, your customer data, age, location, and all that good marketing data from your ad clicks and social media. And the recipe itself? It's basically 5 steps. First, you gather your ingredients, all that data. Now, step 2 is absolutely critical. You gotta prep and clean it, just like in cooking. Garbage in, garbage out. So you fix errors, get rid of duplicates. Then you mix and cook. This is where the AI model finds all the juicy patterns. After that, a quick taste test to make sure the predictions are accurate. And finally, you serve it up by putting the model to work and keeping an eye on it. And this brings up such a fantastic point from Harsh Jain, the author of our source material. He says the data doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be real and, most importantly, cleaned up. You don't need some massive, perfect data set. A simple, organized spreadsheet can be enough to get you started. Okay, so the theory sounds great, the recipe makes sense, but does this stuff actually work in the real world? Let's get into some real results, because this is where it gets exciting. Check this out. An Indian direct-to-consumer fashion brand used AI to predict which products were going to be huge for the Diwali festival. The result? A 41% increase in revenue. Just boom. All because they knew exactly what to stock. And it didn't just stop there. Because they knew what would sell, they also cut their inventory waste by an incredible 58%. So think about that. They're making way more money while also saving a ton. That's a huge win-win. And it's not just for big retail brands. A freelancer, someone selling online courses, used AI to test their ad campaigns. By predicting which audience would respond best, they improved their ad cost efficiency by 37%. That's getting way more bang for your buck. And if you're thinking this is just a thing for smaller businesses, think again. The biggest players on the planet are using this. Netflix uses these exact same principles to predict when you might be about to cancel your subscription. And with that little bit of insight, they've boosted their customer retention to a mind-blowing 91% in some places. So at the end of the day, what this technology really offers is something close to 20/20 vision for your marketing. But of course, with that kind of power, you've got to be smart and responsible about how you use it. And using these tools right really comes down to building trust. And that means following some pretty straightforward guidelines. Be transparent with people, respect their privacy, keep a close eye on your models to make sure they're not being unfair. And most of all, use these predictions to serve your customers better, not to take advantage of them. It's not just about rules, it's just smart business. The patterns, the trends, the opportunities, they're all there, you know? They're sitting right inside your own business data right now. It's already predicting the future for you. So the only real question left is, are you listening?